Welcome back to our channel where we explore complex topics about royal families and their traditions. Today, we're diving into a frequently asked question about Dubai's crown prince, Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum, and his marriage to Sheikha bint Saeed bin Thani Al Maktoum. Many of our viewers have been curious about the dynamics of royal marriages in the UAE, particularly regarding divorce. Let's unpack this delicate matter while being respectful of the cultural and religious contexts involved. First, it's important to note that we should be cautious about making assumptions about any couple's personal relationship, including Sheikh Hamdan and Sheikhas. Living arrangements in royal households often follow traditional protocols that might seem unusual to outsiders, but are perfectly normal within their context. In Emirati royal families, it's common for couples to maintain separate residences. This practice dates back centuries and doesn't necessarily indicate relationship problems. Royal family members often have different official duties and responsibilities that require separate establishments. Now, let's address the legal and cultural framework surrounding marriage and divorce in the UAE. In Islamic law, which forms the basis of UAE family law, divorce is permitted but is considered the least favored of all lawful acts in the eyes of Allah. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is quoted as saying that of all the lawful acts, divorce is the most disliked by Allah. Royal marriages in the Gulf states, particularly among ruling families, carry additional layers of complexity. These unions often serve diplomatic and political purposes, strengthening ties between prominent families and maintaining social stability. They're not just personal arrangements, but institutions that affect broader societal interests. The question of why someone can't divorce often misunderstands the nature of these marriages. It's not that divorce is impossible. It's legally permissible under both Islamic and UAE law. However, the decision to maintain a marriage, especially in royal families, often extends beyond personal preferences. Let's examine the multiple factors at play. First, there are diplomatic considerations. Royal marriages often serve as bridges between influential families, creating alliances that benefit both sides. The dissolution of such unions could have far-reaching implications for these relationships. Second, there's the matter of social stability. Royal families in the UAE play a crucial role in maintaining social cohesion. Their marriages often symbolize the unity between different tribal and family groups. A divorce could potentially disturb these delicate balances. Third, there's the question of public perception. The ruling families in the UAE are highly respected and serve as role models for their society. Their personal decisions can influence social trends and public attitudes. This responsibility often guides their choices in personal matters. It's worth noting that in Emirati culture, privacy regarding personal matters is highly valued. This is especially true for ruling families. The limited public information about royal marriages and relationships reflects this cultural norm rather than any particular issues. Speaking about Sheikh Hamdan specifically, he has consistently demonstrated strong leadership qualities and a deep commitment to his role as Crown Prince of Dubai. His public duties include numerous initiatives aimed at developing Dubai's future and improving its citizens' lives. These responsibilities naturally influence his personal decisions. The assumption that living in separate palaces indicates relationship problems reveals more about Western perspectives on marriage than Emirati customs. In many Gulf royal families, separate residences are the norm, allowing each spouse to fulfill their respective duties and maintain their individual courts. Historical context is also important here. Throughout Islamic history, rulers and their spouses often maintained separate courts and residences. This arrangement allowed for more efficient administration and respected the privacy and autonomy of both parties. We should also consider the role of Sheikha. As a royal wife, she has her own responsibilities and position in society. The separate residence arrangement allows her to maintain her own court and carry out her duties effectively. Let's talk about the children. Sheikh Hamdan and Sheikha are parents to baby Mohammed, and in Emirati culture, the welfare of children is paramount. Any major family decisions would naturally take their well-being into account. The concept of love in traditional Arab marriages also differs from Western interpretations. While romantic love is valued, marriage is viewed as a partnership that grows and develops over time. Respect, duty, and mutual understanding are often considered as important as romantic feelings. Modern royal marriages in the UAE balance tradition with contemporary realities. While personal happiness is important, these unions serve multiple purposes, maintaining social stability, strengthening family alliances, and preserving cultural continuity. There's also the matter of timing. Royal marriages, like any institution, evolve over time. What might appear as distance to outside observers could be a natural phase in a relationship that continues to develop and mature. The question of divorce in royal families cannot be separated from their public roles. These families are more than just private individuals. They're institutions that embody their nation's values and traditions. Their personal choices have broader implications for society. It's worth examining how media coverage and public speculation about royal relationships can create narratives that don't necessarily reflect reality. The limited public appearances of royal couples together might be more about maintaining privacy than indicating relationship status. The role of social media adds another layer to this discussion. Sheikh Hamdan, known as Fazza to his millions of followers, shares aspects of his public life, while maintaining privacy regarding personal matters. This balance reflects both modern communication needs and traditional values. Looking at other royal families in the Gulf region, we see similar patterns. Separate residences and individual courts are common, allowing each spouse to maintain their dignity and fulfill their respective roles effectively. The concept of can't divorce might be better understood as choosing not to divorce. In royal families, decisions about marriage and divorce consider factors beyond personal preference, including family harmony, social stability, and national interests. Another aspect to consider is the role of family elders in making major decisions. In Emirati culture, senior family members often provide guidance on important matters, and their wisdom is highly respected. This collective decision-making process adds another layer to personal choices. The economic aspects of royal marriages also merit attention. These unions often involve significant financial arrangements and property considerations that affect multiple families and institutions. This adds another layer of complexity to any potential changes in marital status. It's important to note that public speculation about royal marriages can be problematic. These discussions often lack crucial context and can oversimplify complex situations that involve multiple stakeholders and considerations. The role of religion in these matters cannot be overstated. Islamic principles emphasize the sanctity of marriage while acknowledging divorce as a last resort. This religious framework guides decision-making in both personal and public spheres. Looking at the broader picture, royal marriages in the UAE serve as models for society. They demonstrate commitment, responsibility, and the balance between personal happiness and public duty. This role carries significant weight in decision-making about personal matters. The question of love in arranged marriages deserves deeper exploration. Many successful marriages in traditional societies begin as arrangements and develop into strong, loving partnerships over time. The Western concept of romance-first marriages is just one model among many. Privacy concerns also play a crucial role. Royal families naturally wish to protect their personal lives from public scrutiny. This desire for privacy shouldn't be interpreted as evidence of marital problems. The impact of modernization on royal marriages is another fascinating aspect. While maintaining traditional values, these institutions adapt to changing times, finding new ways to balance personal fulfillment with public responsibility. Cultural differences in understanding marriage and divorce are significant. What might seem unusual or concerning from one cultural perspective might be perfectly normal and healthy from another. This cultural context is crucial for understanding royal marriages in the UAE. The role of women in modern UAE society is evolving, and royal women often lead this change. Their positions require balancing traditional roles with modern responsibilities, influencing how marriages function at the highest levels of society. Legal frameworks surrounding royal marriages include both Islamic law and state legislation. These provide structure while allowing flexibility in how marriages are maintained and managed. The concept of separate lives within marriage isn't unique to royal families, but is more visible due to their public status. Many successful marriages worldwide involve partners who maintain significant independence while remaining committed to their union. Looking ahead, royal marriages will likely continue to evolve, finding new ways to balance tradition with modernity. This evolution reflects broader social changes while maintaining core cultural values. The influence of global media on perceptions of royal marriages cannot be ignored. Western media often applies its own cultural lens to these relationships, potentially misinterpreting traditional practices and arrangements. The educational and professional achievements of both Sheikh Hamdan and Sheikha demonstrate their individual capabilities and contributions to society. Their separate spheres of influence allow them to make unique contributions to their nation's development. Support systems within royal families are extensive, providing resources and guidance for maintaining successful marriages. This support network helps couples navigate both personal and public responsibilities. The question of personal happiness versus public duty is not unique to royal marriages, but takes on added significance due to their symbolic role in society. Finding balance between these competing demands requires wisdom and patience. In conclusion, the complexity of royal marriages in the UAE extends far beyond personal preferences. These unions serve multiple purposes and are maintained through careful consideration of various factors including family harmony, social stability, and national interests. Thank you for joining us for this detailed exploration of royal marriages in the UAE. Remember to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.